Welcome back to Flight Simulator with the Rudeman, and today I decided, I've been flying quite a little bit in the States, and I thought I'd go overseas. Overseas for me, we're at Heathrow, and I'm going to fly to Dusseldorf, Germany, or Dusseldorf, and I'm doing an EasyJet. I'm not familiar with it, except for I see a lot of people flying EasyJet that fly in, say, out of Great Britain and countries. So I think it's some kind of an economical flight. So it's cheaper flights than some of the others, like British Airways and things like that. So I thought I'd give it a try. And yeah, orange and white, pretty. Look like a flying pumpkin. So let's get going. I'm going to get inside here and get this beast warmed up. First of all, we'll turn our batteries on. And then get a little external power. All right. Put some air in for the crew. We're going to turn our GPS system on. And let's put our emergency lights. I guess we could put Navlog on and strobe at least. We haven't started the engines yet, so I don't need the beacons. And it's going to take about 7 minutes for these things to heat up. So I'm going to start putting our route in and maybe boarding some passengers and things like that. So let's go over to our pad and get it warmed up. Okay, we're going from Heathrow to Dusseldorf. And that's already in the system here. So let's see what we need in the way of fuel. And it shows we've got 3817 in there, but I don't know what we're going to need. Let's go to the flight plan, see what it wants us to have. $5,227, a little bit more. So let's make that fast. Start that coming in. And then let's look at our payload. Pull that in from the flight plan. 169 passengers, 3,380 cargo. And let's do that fast. Okay, so they're loading up. Let's go in here. Brighten some lights while we're here. And let's check to see how we're doing. Okay, we're not up yet. GPS is still down. Let's brighten this a little bit. Brighten that a little bit. All right, we're going to go here and here. And let's see what we got in it. Go to init, and let's request this. That's in there. Let's go to our departure, and we're leaving from 27L. There's 27L right there. And let's see if we have a SID.
Boarding completed.
Okay, we're loaded. Passengers are on. We're going to use the BPK. And then transition, I don't think we have one. So we'll insert that. And then let's pop down to the arrival.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, on behalf of myself, your captain, the first officer, and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard our flight. We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to receive final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
We were going to be arriving on 23L, I believe. So we'll select that. I don't think... Well, let's see. What's the star? Do we have a star? This one here, Pisa. Pisa 1G. All right, that's what we got. And let's see if we've got a VIA. This one right here, PSAP. And then let's insert that. That should be it, but we need to verify this, so let's go up. We don't have our GPS yet. All right, there we go. We just got our GPS in. So let's go up here. We're going to put this to plan and then stick it out a little bit. Looks good to start with. Let's just run through this. See if we have any. There, we got a problem right there. Got a break. So let's go fix that. Right here, we got a discontinuity. So we're gonna clear that. All right, and then let's go back up. All right, now we're connected again. We're going to be flying through brain. That sounds gross. And now this is interesting. Uh-oh. We got another break here. Got us going this way and that way and this way, and then we have a break here. All right. Let's clear that. This is weird. What in the world is it trying to do? I don't know. This might not be good. I have no idea what it's trying to do. All right, we've got another discrepancy, so let's look at that. Discontinuity, I should say. Not allowed. Oh, it's because we've got a manual. Okay, so it doesn't know what to do, so it wants us to manually figure out a plan. So we're going to go clear that manual out, and then we're going to clear the discontinuity out and see if it can't figure it out. Well, it's weird looking, but it looks... Well, I don't know what this big circle thing here is. For sure. The rest of it looks good. Got us coming down here, and if we don't look at this here, we come down this way, that way, and around, and finally into the airport. God, I don't know. All right, let's run through it here. Okay, there's the start in Heathrow. Hang on. All right, we leave Heathrow. We've got here, it's mandatory that we stay under 590 as we come out of the airport. And then we jump to 4,000 feet where we've got a restriction. We're also restricted here at 5,000 feet. And then we're restricted at 6,000 feet until we reach our cruise altitude at 33,000. That's about right. And then we follow that. Until we get to PSAP. Now, if you remember, PSAP was our coming in to the airport thing, and then we dropped down to 7. We're restricted to 17,000 there. We got a speed restriction at XMOD of 220 knots all the way through in here. And then we come down to 3,000 where we start decelerate down to the airport. All right, we're going to give it a shot. I don't know what that roundy thing is, but we'll find out. Okay, let's go to init, second page, and see. We've got our passengers are loaded. So we do have our payload, 60,000. Okay, and then 2468. Let's see if that'll go in. All right, and then our block fuel, according to the plan, is 5227. Or 52. There, 52.2. Okay. All right. Let's see what our performance is. We're going to have Heathrow's got some pretty long airstrips, so I only need one flap. And then let's jump these things in. 184, 180, and 179. All righty. Now, let's see what our barometer is supposed to be. We'll set that 29.92. .220 speed, 220 degree wind speed, and 2 degrees centigrade. Not too much difference between Heathrow and Dusseldorf on the barometer. So let's put 2 degrees in. Whoops, not 22. There we go. 2 degrees in there. I think we're ready to go. And let me double check. 590. What's our first jump? 4,000. Okay, so I'm going to put 4,000 in, and then we'll try to keep it down until we get out of the airport. and get to that next junction, and then we'll jump up to 4,000. Let's put this back up to arc. That can stay at 4. We got our flight directors are in. Barometric pressure is set. Okay, I think we're ready for a pushback, but let's get in here and turn our APU. I should have had this going already. Let's get some power going internally. So we'll turn that on. Flaps open. Start the APU. All right, we got activity. Let's get our fuel pumps on. And then we're going to start the engine pretty soon. We got to call for a pushback first, but I want to make sure this thing's running. All right, looks like we get fumes coming out the back, so the APU's running. So I think I can probably turn the external power off now. And then let's call for a pushback. Let's see. Let's get out and look. What do we look like out here? Okay. I don't know which way we're going to be going. Maybe we better find out. Okay, we're leaving on, was it 27? 27 left. Let's see what that 27 left. There's 27 right, so it must be over here. There's 27 left. Okay, so we are going to need to come this way. All right, so that means we need to be going that way. Okay, so let's get our pushback going. And we're going to want to be over here, so let's flip this thing around. I'm not there. And request.
Cockpit to ground. This is ground. Stand by.
All right, let them hook up. If you haven't seen this before, they hook up to your front wheel there, and then they actually lift the plane up once they're attached. So we should be able to see that movement here when they do that. We should.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed, and all ground equipment is removed. The parking brakes are set. You may lift. Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
Okay, you can see it when, there you go. They're actually lifting the nose up.
We are cleared for start and push. Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake. Parking brakes are released. Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence. It will start in the sequence.
All right, so we need to turn the bleed on. Flip this switch. Up here, we're looking for about 24. You might hear a click when the power comes on. Okay, you can hear the engines winding up.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake. Parking brake set. Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft. Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect. Roger. Good engine start. Cleared to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight. Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Waiting to hear those familiar. There's the first click. All right, let's see if we've got this thing in. Put it, make sure it's in idle. There's the second click. There's the second engine is now available. That means the first one is, because it was first. So that being the case, we should be able to turn the bleed off. And we've got the engine is providing the power. I don't have any faults up here that I can see. Beacon on. We should have had the beacon on already. Turn the
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
And we can turn this off. We don't need the APU anymore. We're going to be taking off, so we go to taxi and then again to take off. I'm gonna go ahead and put the runway lights on just because I can. We don't have to turn the landing lights on, but I'm gonna anyway.
Once again, we'd like to welcome you on board. Your safety is our top priority, so we appreciate a few minutes of your attention while we demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. You can follow along with the safety information card in your seat back pocket.
What's the catering? Why is there a catering truck there? Oh, it's not supposed to be there. All right, we're going to taxi to our runway. Slow it down a little bit. All right, we need to cross this runway. Or do we? Or is that our runway? That's our runway. Let's go this way. 27L, that's us. I'm going to stop right here. Throw the brakes on. And let's come in down here. We can turn this off. We can turn our weather radar on. And the wind shear on. Let's turn the TCAS to auto. And on.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Just close the cockpit door. Or lock it. And the trim's in the middle like it's supposed to be. We got the, this is unarmed. And I think we're ready. Let's go up above. And check our barometer one more time. I'm going to reset it. And then we got that on arc. Flight directors are on. Anti-skid is on. Obviously the landing gear's up. I think we're okay and ready to go. That's set at 4,000. Okay. Let's set this here. And then I'm going to hit the chrono there, and we'll hit the chrono there. And I think we're ready to go. Parking brake is off. Probably turn this off, delete it. Alright, check down here one last time. I'm gonna put this in to the cruise. Lock it in. Brakes off. It gave me a warning light because I wiggled the throttle and it didn't like it. Okay, we're looking for about 180, wasn't it? 184. There's 180. Now we do have a height restriction here. We're going to be heading to the right. Pull this out so I can see it. Okay, we got to stay fairly low here for a minute. And then we're going to be taking another quick right. There's Eaton College. Now, I'm not quite sure about Europe, but I understand in the States that on a commercial jet, if you're 10,000 feet, that lower than 10,000 feet, you're supposed to leave your landing lights on. Okay, here's our first right turn. So I'm just going to leave the landing lights on. If I forget to turn them off, who's going to know? I'm at 10,000 feet. So, well, at cruise height, I'll be at 33,000 feet. Born End. That's interesting. All right, why is it crying at me? We lost our cruise control, our autopilot. We lost our autopilot for some reason. Let's get our auto thrust on. That's weird. I should have seen that. I was looking at the scenery instead of the map down here. And I have no idea why we lost the autopilot. Everything looked like it was going well. Put that in auto. We'll catch it again. Not too concerned. We're only at 6,000 feet, so, which is what we're supposed to be at this point right here. We're okay. We'll get back on it.
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for our approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated till the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Now that's a problem. It does that if you mess with the height in any way. It then says you're coming down for your landing, and we haven't even got up to cruise height yet. So it does that all the time. I don't know why. Now we should be banking to the left to get back on track. And at BPK is our next. We're supposed to be at 6,000 there. Which, if you look, we are 6,000 right on the nose. Let's enjoy some of the scenery. Man, they got some houses packed in there. That's what we're looking at today. We're leaving London. We'll be going across here and ending up over here in Dusseldorf. I've dinked around flying at Heathrow a couple of times, but I've not been into Germany, so We'll see how this goes. There is a difference if you're planning the route yourself or if you're using software to do it. Well, you'd be using software to plan it as well, because you'd be pulling up some kind of map. Like sometimes I use this little nav maps, and there we are. It's following us from Heathrow, where we took off. There's my big boo-boo right there. But this will follow us all the way across, and you can actually use this to make your own route. You select this as a departure. You select certain areas on your route where you want to fly, and you don't necessarily have to worry about what happened to me, where I had discontinuities where the machine's trying to do it. And the computer can't figure it out itself. Man, that's really dense. Is that Robin Hood's forest? Wow, that's thick. Looking for the sheriff of Naughty Town, or what is it? Maybe it's not Naughty Town. Nottingham. There you go. It's a naughty ham. What's a pig have to do to become a naughty ham? Refuse to let him put him in a pie? Just kidding. Wow, that's a big place down below there. What is that? A shopping center? Or just an industrial place? Who knows? I'd have to fly a little bit lower down and find out. Where am I supposed to go up to my cruise height? Interesting. I think that I am going to set the cruise height now. Whoa, come down a little. Now I'm going to set that. And the computer should know what was scheduled to be, so we'll see. When it's ready to climb, it'll start climbing on its own. Now I've set this. I think. We'll see. Matching green. Abyss rotting. There was another rotting over here. White rotting. White roothing. Got some farmland down below us there. Quite a bit of farmland. Look at that. I like to see farmland because I like to eat. And food comes from farms. All right, 14 miles to Brain. Margaret Rodding, that sounds like a lady's name. Good Easter. Looks a little bit hazy out there, smoky. Mashberry. I like mashberry potatoes. I'm having quite a bit of fun with this flight simulator. I think it's fun because, somebody told me the other day, they said, well, you're just doing the same thing every day. You get in your plane and you start it up and you fly it. And I said, yeah, but, airline pilots do that every day. It's their job. And I think that the argument for me is you're doing the same thing every day. And the argument from me is, no, I'm not. Well, didn't you get in your plane and start it up and fly it from there to there? I said, I did. But every day, there may be something I miss in my checklist when I'm starting the plane. There may be something I miss in the planning of the trip. There could be a number of different things that I do right or wrong. And then you can't count on weather sometimes. And then, like the last 2 commercial flights that I took, when I got to my destination, there was a problem with the flight plan. And I had to actually turn the autopilot off quite a bit of ways away from the airport and manually fly the plane in because it wasn't going to come in on its own. And there was one time, 2 times I had to do that, just flying it completely manually and bringing it down safe. The third time, for some reason, the flight plan went wonky at the end, and I got almost all the way to the airport when I realized it was not going to bring me in to that airport. And so I turned the autopilot off, and I went all the way around the city where the airport was, and I came back and was able to line up with my autopilot again once I physically went all the way 180 degrees and back around, and I hit autopilot. It was able to pick up the very end of the route and bring me safely into the airport. But I still had to do that physically. I had to do that because it wasn't going to find the airport. It was going to fly right by it. And I didn't have any discontinuities at all. That's what makes me a little nervous about this one, because it showed that big loop, and I don't understand what it's trying to do. We'll see when we get there, but I'm getting pretty good at turning the autopilot on and bringing it in on my own, which is a good thing. All right, 1 mile to Gasba. And then we're heading to Ratlow. Isn't this amazing? Look at all the people. I mean, that's representing people there, all those houses and buildings and cities. And look at the farmland goes all the way out to the water, and in between and all around. Pretty, very pretty. I like it. Okay, we're going to be hitting the coast here and heading across that drink of water. I might cut the flight out of the video across the water because that's kind of boring, just flying over water. At least this way you can see some scenery, and if you live in this area, you'll be able to point things out as you see them. And maybe it's the first time you've seen it from the air. Trying to figure out what this is. I found myself a little plane where the whole cockpit is glass and you can see everything. It's going to be a really nice plane for sightseeing, and it's so stable you almost can't roll the thing. And it comes with a parachute. Believe it or not, if you run into a problem, you can pull the chute. It'll bring you down safely. They say in real life, it pretty much destroys the plane. But if it means crashing a plane or coming down safe, a couple of, I keep calling them windmills. They're not. They're wind turbines. There's two of them right there. And those look like solar panels. Is that a solar panel farm there and there? All right, we've been in the air 20 minutes. And we've hit water. Well, we didn't actually hit it. We're actually flying over it, but make sure I put the landing gear up and the flaps are up. I didn't announce the flaps being up. I did it shortly after the takeoff. I like to bring the landing gear up right away. And then I wait a little bit before I put the flaps up. Make sure that I'm stable and that I've climbed to a safe altitude. Well, a semi-safe altitude. I heard some pilot the other day said that a plane taking off from the airport is actually a flying bomb until it gets to a stable altitude. All right, I think I am going to go make a cup of tea, and when we get across this water, I'll come back and join you. All right, we're coming into land again from the ocean. I had my cup of tea. We're into the flight. 48 minutes now. Two miles to Basno. And then we're going to be heading into what's called Pam. on the flight plan here. Once we hit Pam, we're going to be taking a little bit to the right. We can compare the country sites here to what we just left over in Britain, and it looks the same. A lot of farmland, big city here. I don't know what this is. Is this Brussels? I'm not sure. It's not Brussels. I wasn't talking about the city anyway. I was talking about the country. Rotterdam is south of us. Kind of southwest of us, Rotterdam is. Oh, look at this. 2 airports. Wow. That's a long way between runways there. Look at that. Whoa. Right across farmland. That's interesting. Look at how big that is. I mean, it's clear over here. And way over here. My God. That's huge. Is there another one over there? Holy smokes, that's a big airport. I might have to fly there. I don't know where this is. Look at the size of the city, though. Holy smokers. Hey, there's a soccer field below us. Or as they call it over here, football. Their football's different than our football. Their football is more football. Our football is more throwing and running. Their football is actually using your feet. I'm not into sports, and so I couldn't, I can't add much to that. I know that a football is shaped a little bit different than a basketball. I think a basketball is round and a football is not. And a baseball is smaller than a football. And that's about all I know about sports. And you may notice that I'm flying a little bit lower than I should be. But I kind of wanted to see the country. I haven't been over here. Weesp. There's Weesp over there. Now that was an ocean over there, I think. I don't know what the hell this is. That's pretty wide across there. That's like a large bay of some kind. I'm looking at the map. From the ocean part over here, there's an inlet that opens up into here, but it's not very big. That's weird. Weird. Pretty country. Quite a bit of water out there. Now, we took our right-hand turn. We're straightening out now. We're coming into 26 nautical miles, we will be into Reykjavik and then Unkar. I don't know where they come up with these names. That they're really not names. They're locations, and I don't know what the how they determine why it's Unkar or Tibro or PSAP. I suppose I should learn about that stuff, but look at the farmland. It's pretty, isn't it? Look how green it is. And look over there, all that patchwork. Isn't that pretty? And every time you see farmland of any kind, you know attached to it are some hard-working people. Just down-to-earth people. Not these crazy people you see in TV, not these crazy people you see in movies and sports, not those crazy people. You got a bunch of wind turbines down there. All the way across you can see them. Way up in there. Looks like they're following either a road or a waterway. Got some more over here. Hugelander. What was that? What? Hugelander Veen. Wow, that's a mouthful. I'd hate to write that on my address all the time. It'd take me all day to write a letter. Or just to address it. I got a little bit of a sore throat today, so I'm not talking that much. Some people say I talk too much anyway. Which is kind of funny. Until I started YouTube, I wasn't much of a talker at all. I'm not very social. Although I am. It's weird. I don't know what you'd call it. I don't have any trouble talking to people. I don't have any trouble meeting new people, mingling with people. I just don't want to. So consequently, I stay at home by myself. Well, not by myself, with my family. And I don't get out much because I don't want to. But when I have to, or if for some reason I decide that I want to go out, maybe to dinner or a movie or something, I'm as social as I'll get out. I mean, I can't tell you how many times my family, they'll say, oh, did you know that person? No, I'm just being friendly, just chatting. Get in an elevator and you talk to people. I don't like just standing there staring at the numbers. So I'll say good morning and how's your day been, and try to get people to talk. I'm social, you know, when I'm in a social place where other people are. I just choose not to be there if I don't have to be. It's kind of weird. I think I could probably be a fairly good hermit if I need to be. That's what I said, that I'm a little bit different. I'm kind of antisocial, but I'm not. I think a lot of it is, and I was that way in school as well, like in high school. You know how some people were in what they call cliques? In other words, we got the rich kids were over here, and the poor kids were over there, and the church kids were over there, and they didn't really mingle. And so they would say, you know, what group are you in? I was in all of them. You know, I had friends from all the groups. And I think it's because I don't look at people that way. I look at, when I'm out and about and I look at other people, I look at them like they're me. They're just people. You know, they breathe the same air. They see the same sun. They enjoy a lot of the same things that I do. We're not different. And maybe that person makes more money than I do, but what has that got to do with anything? They're still human beings. And that's how I look at people. And I try not to, well, I don't try, it just doesn't enter my mind to categorize people. I mean, if I was on a city street and I had to be in a location for a few minutes or something, and there was a homeless person sitting there, I'd start talking to them, ask them how they're doing, you know, just being polite, because I don't look at people like that. I look at people as being human beings, and I try to treat them the same way I want to be treated, basically. And I've always kind of naturally been that way. Now, put that on the other hand, I just told you I would rather not be around people, and that's true. If I don't have to be, I probably won't be. But you can't live your life like that. So, all right, we're coming in. I don't know. This is where we might have a problem, because if we look at this is where we've got this roundabout thing, and I don't know what that is. So I'm gonna bring this down. I want to know what's going on. I'll leave it at 6. And just see what the heck is going on. Because this is weird. I am kind of coming down, but it wants me to be at 17. Is that 17,000 feet? Right there? Why? Why do I have to be that high when the airport's just right ahead here? I don't know. I'm confused. So I'm just going to kind of play it by ear here. All right, I'm going to arm the speed brakes, and I want to come up here and put the auto brakes on. We've already got the anti-skid on. I think we're probably doing okay with fuel. Yeah, we got a little bit left. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen here, because that's crazy. Look at this. It's got us going from here, and it looks like we're going straight to there, and then straight to there, and right here we decide if we're gonna go this way or back around. I don't know what it's got me doing. And that was part of the flight plan. I don't get it. I could have pulled charts up and looked at it and see, and then, rearranged that, but I was just curious what the computer wants me to do. I don't understand it. So we're going to just play with it. If I get really close to the airport, I may just take control, fly it in myself, but I want to see what it's going to make me do. All right, I'm going to come down to 5,000. Just because if I have to take over, I want to be a little lower to the ground. So we're slowly coming down to 5,000. I didn't look to see how fast we're going. Yeah, we're about 250 miles, nautical miles an hour, 250 knots. But I'm coming down, so you expect to be a little bit faster speed when you're decelerating. I don't know why my strobe was off. I didn't turn it off. All right, we're going to take a right here in about 1 mile. This is crazy, but I'm curious now what it's going to make me do. Okay, we're coming down to 5,000. We're going to straighten out, and we're going to go for about 5 miles. We're going to take another left. Why? I don't know. I mean, if you look at the whole thing, it doesn't make any sense what it's got me doing. Look at this, around in circles. We're going to go this way, then we're going to go this way, then we're going to go back that way. The airport's right there. Why couldn't we just go straight there? I mean, I could have changed it. I could have told the computer that from this place right here that we just left, Tabro, to come straight over here and then go in. But I'm just curious about why it's got me doing this. Crazy, man. Okay, 1 mile, we're going to take a left. Here we go. And let me see if I can drop the speed down a little bit. Oh, this is the test. What's going to happen here? Are we going to go straight? Well, I think we're supposed to go straight. Supposed to go straight. I can't talk. I can't help. I'm still laughing. I'm just laughing at the route that has got me going. It's just, it doesn't make any sense, and it just makes me laugh. I got about 12 miles, and then it's going to make me turn to the right again. Four miles. People are going to wonder, they're going to look up, see this plane going around up and down, back and forth, and wonder, what the hell? Looks like a ball in a pinball machine bouncing around. I'm still seeing an occasional wind turbine down there. Okay, 2 miles. We're going to start going here any minute, any second. We're going to be turning to the right. All right, here we go. Here we go, loop-de-loo. Here we go, loop-de-la. This is very interesting. I have a curious mind as to what's going on. Okay, so if we look at this now, that point that we're coming to is going to be the test. What is the plane going to do? Is it going to go around in a circle, or is it going to go right and keep on there? I'm betting that it takes a right and then a left and then another right. That's what I'm betting, but we'll see. We'll see in 4 miles. Three miles. Two miles. We know it's going to go right. But is it going to stay right? Is it? What's it going to do? Stay right. If it starts straightening it out, it's going the wrong way. If it stays right, keep staying right. Uh-oh. I don't know. I think it might be going in a circle. It is. Oh. It's straight. Yes, it went the circle route. It's in the circle route. So now what's it doing? Is it going to stay in that circle route, or will it go around and then back? This is just completely insane. And the thing of it is, when I did the flight plan, I took it from SimBrief and I put it in as directly as it told me to. I brought it over, and I took any discrepancies out of the flight plan. So if I did something wrong, I don't know what it is. So we're gonna do a little loop-de-loo. Hey, we get to see a lot of country down there, though. There's some kind of industry, big tanks of some kind. And we're into a big loop. That's why I was singing, here we go, loop-de-loo. This is crazy. You should see my face. I got the biggest smile over this. I can't stop smiling. It's just so ridiculous that it's got me doing this. I think it's interesting that the wind turbines are actually turning. I mean, the detail, and you can see every once in a while my computer will do a little bit of a jerk. I'm pushing this thing to play this game. I'm pushing my GPU. It's only a 1080, which 2-3 years ago was a wonderful, and it still is a wonderful GPU, but it's not up to date. And I've watched other YouTubers' videos that don't look much different than mine, and they're running a 3070 or a 3080. I've not seen anybody with a 3090 that I know of. You know, some YouTubers don't tell you what their equipment they're using, so you don't know. All right, we're going to do another 180 almost here. Big loop. The big loop-de-loo. And I think it's going to work this time because the discrepancy has went away. Because I followed the path. Right here was the loop that came, or was it here, that came out. Now, maybe it was here. This loop came out, and now it looks like it's not going to take that loop. It's going to stay on this route. Again, we'll see. I could have taken control 10 minutes ago and this ship would be on the ground right now. But this is more fun. This is mo better. This route that I am on now, I'm back onto the regular route, but that loop is disappearing behind me. As you see, that loop that was out here and around is disappearing. Now I'm back on the regular route here. So, you know, we'll see. I still got some zigzagging to do. And at this point, I'm supposed to be down in speed to 220. So I'm going to bring it down because I'm flying in a restricted zone to 220. Let's see if that brings my speed down a little bit. Yeah, it's coming down now. I'm still at 5,000 feet. I think when I hit the next corner, maybe right around in here, I'm going to drop it down to 4 or maybe 3,500. We'll see. I don't like to wait too long to come down. All right, I'm down to 220 knots. And if you look at I'm supposed to be 220 right here and all the way around through here. So I'm going to bring it down to 4,000. Check the barometer. I don't think it's changed. I feel like I'm on one of those toboggans, just going down the left and right. What do they call that, a slalom, when the skiers do it? We're into 80 minutes on the flight. Now, I did cut some of that out over the ocean, so it's probably more like around 60 minutes. Okay, we got a right, then a left, then another left, then a right and another right, and then it's a straight shot into Dusseldorf. This is just silly. I think it's kind of fun. All those people down there looking up. What's that jet doing going back and forth? They don't know that there's an American flying this plane. They're probably thinking, look at those crazy Brits. What are they doing? Okay, now then the next corner I'm supposed to be down to 3,000. So let me drop another 1,000. And we're coming down slowly. Here we go into a left-hand turn and then immediately into another left-hand turn. God, don't drop out of the air. What the hell's going on? Well, we're still 220 and we're 3,600 feet off the ground. On our way down to 3. If you look, I'm supposed to be at 3,000 right down here. Right here. And then 3,000 all the way around into there till I start coming down at the airport. So there's the first left turn. We're going to go straight for just a second and turn again. Well, we might not. It might just continue on with a turn. No, it's going to try to straighten up. And then another left turn right about here. Right about here. Right about here. I know, I'm being annoying. Come on, turn. You know you want to. It's not turning. Turn. There it goes. It fooled me. Are we back down yet? Yeah, we're at 3,000 feet now. There's a stadium. We've seen some of this before, haven't we? Maybe. Veltein's Arena. That looks like a nice arena. Now, it says I'm supposed to be coming in at 3,000 feet. I think I'm going to make it 2,500. I feel like it's kind of a low 3,000. I don't know. We'll see. All right, we're going to be turning here in about 5 miles. When we come completely around, I'm going to go ahead and put the landing gear down, I think, or get ready to. We actually haven't hit our descent location yet. We don't do that till after this next turn. And this next turn is pretty much 180. You can see it right here, and there's our descend mark right there. That's why I like to pull this out, because I can see this on my other monitor while I'm sightseeing, and so I don't have to keep doing this all the time. I'm going to run out of fuel up here going back and forth. So I've been programming on my flight plans an extra 45 minutes worth of fuel in. So when I set the route and the weight and number of passengers and the cargo and all of that stuff in, and it tells me that I need X amount of fuel, I force it to give me an extra 45 minutes of fuel in case something goes wrong. What could go wrong, really? All right, the next time we straighten up, well, it's trying to straighten up now. But we got one little bit of a bend left, and then we'll be straight into the airport. Supposedly, I haven't actually seen the airport yet, but I haven't been here before. All right, that spot right there might be our airport. I don't know. I can't actually see the runway yet. Or maybe, I don't know. Don't want to get too excited. Maybe it's there. Way up there. Things always look far away when you look at them compared to the map, but that could be it up there. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and I'm down to 2,000. It says I am, but I'm not. But I want to be. Actually, did I set that at 2,000? I'm going to set it at 25.
2,500. 2,500.
All right, one quick check. That's armed. I'm pretty sure I put it on medium brake. Brake set to medium. All right, I'm going to bring the speed down. I still don't see the airport. I think that's it up there. So we're still far enough away. I don't want to throw the landing brakes down just quite yet. Dusseldorf. That's the destination. Okay, so there's our glide slope, and we're right on here. We're right on, lined up with the air strip, and we're waiting for the glide slope to catch it down to this yellow right down here. And it's coming down. Okay, I'm gonna hit the approach button right now. Put the landing gear down.
Flight attendants, please prepare.
And we've got the glide slope right there. Localizer's locked in. And I'm gonna bring it down to 180. Or 190. Drop a flap. All right, we got the speed set at 180. I got one flap down. When it hits 180,
1,000.
I'm going to hit a second flap. See if we can get it down. I'm coming a little low, but I'm on the glide slope. Oh no, I'm not.
Too low. Terrain.
I'm on the glide slope. How could I be too low?
400. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
Okay, I'm taking control.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. 40. Too low. Terrain. 20. 10. 5.
And we're down. Perfect landing. You feel so good when that happens. Now, if you noticed, And if you're curious, you might want to go back and rewind it a minute. I waited to the very last minute to turn the autopilot off, and it's because usually when I have a problem, it's right down on the runway. So I wanted to make sure that the autopilot was bringing me in as far as I could. Now, most pilots would have taken it out of autopilot a ways back from what I did. But they're better pilots than I am, so I feel good about that. That was a perfect landing. Well, here we are at Dusseldorf. I don't think any of these spots are big enough for me, so I could probably find one, but we've already been in the air for quite a while, so probably what I should do I don't think those spots are big enough for this jet. So I'm going to park it right here for now. Bring our flaps up. I could try to go in that spot, I guess. I don't think it's big enough. And I know if I was in the Boeing, it wouldn't even be close to big enough. One of these days, I'm going to have to bring the Boeing into an airport where there's some Airbuses parked around and drive up next to one, and you'll see the difference in size. Quite a bit of difference. That 747 is huge. And that's not even their biggest. I mean, this looks like it's supposed to be about the right size, but I don't think it is. All right, I think I overshot there. Put the brake down. Let's go inside. All righty, we're here, Dusseldorf, and that was great. I feel good about that. It was really, let's put this in. It's put that in the idle. Kind of there, lock it in. All right, we are down, and if I want, I can start shutting everything down now. But it's been a long enough flight. I'm gonna let it go. I hope you had fun. Hope to see you in the next one. Is it by the book? No, I'm just having fun. Ta-ta for now.